Starting a business when you have never seen anyone do it before is like shooting in the dark. You can have a plan, but you have no idea what the reality actually is. I don't consider myself to be the best coach. I don't have the same experience and expertise of other coaches that I really look up to, but all you can do is give your best every day and you just hope that it's enough or that you're enough. So February 10th, I opened the doors to Après. It was so anticlimactic. There was no doors. It was just some shutters in a railway arch and 2 members came in. 2 people in my first ever class. So on one hand, it was amazing because you're like, oh my God, this is actually happening. Like, this is it in action. And then on the other hand, you're like, oh my God, how long is it going to be before there's 3 or 4 or 5? And does this look really bad? Will they come back? One of the people in that first ever session was a guy called Jake. And Jake is my first ever member. He just gone on the website and signed up for a membership. And now, fast forward 6 months, he's done over 100 classes. And to see the change that that person has made in that time, not just in their fitness, like as an individual, by being in this environment, is just, it makes you really proud to be on that journey with somebody and to be the environment that could help that person develop in so many ways. Once you have someone bought in, it really boosts your confidence to then get the next person. It has a domino effect. The problem is, when you get a day when you have knockback after knockback and no after no after no, it can have the exact same effect where your confidence just drops and drops and drops. And you can go through these real highs and lows of your sales and your marketing. You can definitely get into your emotions about it and just let it impact the rest of the week of your sales. The first 2 weeks were actually incredible. I'd done quite a lot of social media marketing and I'd started off with a come down and try a free class. And within the first 2 weeks, we had about 86 people come down through the doors. And having Dylan and Azayo, their support network as well, people that they knew wanted to come down and try it out as well. But then very quickly, you lose the people who were just coming to test it out and wanted to see what you were doing and are interested in the buzz. And now you're left with the people who are actually interested in a membership here. And that's when you realise what the level of interest currently is. How do you start to convert these people? How do you start to get interest from people who are committed into paying memberships? That's definitely the bit that I hadn't focused on when I was doing the build. Even though I have 15 years experience in marketing and a background in sales and marketing, it's the bit that you're most nervous about doing, getting on the phone to people. And it's something that I don't have any problem with now, but it's that daunting bit of how do I reach out completely cold to people and get them to trust that what I've just opened is something that they should spend a lot of money doing. We were stood outside the train station most mornings, flyering face to face with people. We were going door to door, putting flyers to everyone's doors in the areas that we thought were where our target audience would be. The first 35 members that came through the door here, they all came from leafleting. And back, good. Pull back to your legs, and then arms. Big, yeah, you got it. Big, powerful strokes. And nice up high, and pull down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go, 60 seconds, let's get strapped. For the first 2 months that I was open, I had to move out of my flat. I couldn't afford to pay my rent. And I was staying with some friends who, again, I hadn't even known that long, but they said to me, you can come and stay here. Please don't sleep in your gym. And without them, I don't honestly know where I'd be. If I'd had to sleep in here in the -2, which it was at the time in February, like I would have been so ill. I don't know if this would have survived. So my friends, Joe and Scott, put me up for 2 months. They didn't want anything in return. They were just super supportive. In the daytime, I had Dylan who would tell me to come to his during the daytime to work from there instead of working from here. Again, there's no heating here. I had no way of making food here, so he would literally cook me lunch so that I had a hot meal inside me. That time was like so emotional. Not only had I lost like every bit of financial backing that I had for myself, I now didn't even have a home. I don't think I'd ever experienced somebody doing something for you just from the goodness of their heart because they want you to do well, they want you to succeed, they care about you enough that they just want to do that. My friend Junior, he just has the kindest heart, but a really great work ethic as well. Junior has a run club at the time it was called Men's Health and Wellbeing, and I decided that I was going to be in the Men's Health and Wellbeing Club. So I go down and train in with Junior and his little mini crew at the time.
It was literally like 7 of us guys, and if we had a girl, mainly it was either Kim or another girl come through, it was Christmas. And then she kind of paved the way for other girls to come through as well, like other girls felt more comfortable coming through. And then now, I think now there's more girls than guys now.
This is someone that genuinely cares about other people and does a lot for other people. So when I first opened here, it was just, there was no questions asked. And I remember even saying to you, like, it still shocks me when people behave the way that you do, because it's so uncommon, which is really sad, that people don't just step up and help each other. But you're that person that's always like, how can I help? Within 4 weeks of me opening this space, you were like, I'm bringing a group of women down and we're going to do an International Women's Day event. We didn't even have doors at the time.
If you know me, I'm not really someone who likes asking for things. I normally keep things in, but the way Kim has always been open and like genuine since day one. She told me about her opening a gym, and the first thing she said it was, look, Junior, you know, like my home is your home, sort of thing. So once she opened the gym and I was like, okay, Women's Day is around the corner, I didn't think twice about it. I said, look, I know who I'm going to contact next.
He was very professional about it as well, like sent me a document, like, I will pay you for this, like, which I hadn't kind of thought about at the time. All these things that you hadn't thought about business-wise. What should I be charging per hour for events? And he's continued to help even to this day. He's, over the summer, had some spare time, and he just straight away was like, how can I help? How can I support? How about I come to a run club for you in the summer months? You know, weather's good, people can get out, do some running. They're training for High Rocks now. And I'm like, you've got better things to do with your summer holidays. And he's like, you know, how better to spend it than to support friends? I saw a quote the other day that said, open a business and see how many friends you really have. And it's stuck in my mind ever since, because all the people, literally all the people that I thought would be in my corner have vanished. They are nowhere to be seen from day one. I will continue helping people and having a really collaborative approach to everything I do, because to me, you just never know who will help you in the future. I believe in karma, for sure. I think if you put good things out into the world, they will hopefully come back to you. I think having that positive mentality is really important. The people that you never expected to be in your corner and be helping you the most were the ones that stepped forward. Biggest thing that I have to remind myself pretty much on a weekly basis is that regardless of who is here to support me, I am in this alone. When you realise that and you remind yourself of that, that's when I pick up the courage to go again and what's the next bit you have to do. I'm not saying it's not hard, like it's really fucking hard. I've had days when I am so low, I am been like totally broken and just sobbing my heart out. But then you quickly realise, like, who cares? Like, genuinely nobody cares, because you could be having the worst day, but you've got 50 members who are expecting you in a class at 6:30 and they're paying you money to be a part of this community. That picks them up at the end of their day when they've had a tough day, and that's the job that I'm doing. Team, that first 60 seconds is gonna start in 3, in 2, in 1. Team, let's go! So two classes back to back in the evening, and then trying to just get out for some running. I spent so long when I was first open not being able to train, and for the first couple of months just not being able to fit that in, it was just like such an impact into how I felt physically, obviously not being able to train for the competitions that I signed up for, but then also mentally just having that outlet for your own training, especially when you're so stressed trying to build something and then you're not able to do the thing that kind of brings you a bit of therapy. Because a large part of it as well when you're a coach is that you want to look the part and you want to feel the part as well, because you're coaching members that look up to you. If you don't perform in the way that they kind of expect you to, or that I guess I hold my own standards for it, then how can I inspire and encourage them to do what I'm not doing? So there's that extra pressure to be adding in this extra work as well. But predominantly it's about me, it's about what I want to do. I wouldn't have got into fitness in the first place if I didn't want to achieve the things that I've wanted to achieve and do these sports that I work really hard to do. But something's got to give, and I suppose I'm entering into my coaching era rather than my athlete competitive era. That's maybe behind me a little bit, but we'll see what Junior has to say about that. Yeah, getting back out to train now just means that you appreciate it more, and it just makes you realise you don't have to be like a super fit person to enjoy movement and exercise. And there must be thousands, and if not millions, of people that wish that they could just get out and run, and they can't. So if you have that ability to just move your body and get out and use running as a bit of therapy, then yeah, it's a privilege, and you get to enjoy views like this.